The main difference between 2D and 3D objects is that 2D shapes are made of only length and width, thus two-dimensional. 3D objects, on the other hand, are made of length, width, and depth, or height, thus three-dimensional. This table clearly spells it out. So when drawn on a plane, a 2D shape encompasses x and y axis, whereas where the x-axis represents the width and y-axis the height. A 3D plane, on the other hand, is made of x, y, and z-axis, where the z-axis represents the depth of the object. That is to say that the number of one-dimensional lines in a 2D object is 2. For a 3D object, the number of one-dimensional lines is 3. Some examples of 3D objects are cubes, cuboid, cylinder, sphere, hemisphere, and so on and so forth. The areas and volumes of these 3D shapes are also indicated. For a cube, the surface area is 6 squares. That is 6 multiplied by area of one of the squares. Six times area of one square. I mentioned earlier that a cube contains 6 squares. The area of each of the squares is x squared. The area of each of the squares is x squared. Now multiply that by 6 and you get the surface area of a cube. Six x squared. The length of diagonal QD, or let me use L, will be equals to x squared plus x squared plus x squared. So in a square root. This is the same thing as 3x squared. And is also the same thing as x root 3. It's the formula for calculating the diagonal of a cube. The volume of a cube, V, is base area times height. That's the formula for calculating the volume of a cube. But the base area is x squared and the height is x. So that means I'm going to write like x squared multiplied by the height, which is also x. All these sides are equal, so everything will be x, x, x throughout. This is x cubed. The volume of a cube is given by the formula x cubed. V is equals to x cubed. Okay, let's take a look at this practice problem. A cube has length 6 cm. Calculate the surface area, length of diagonal, and volume. The solution to this problem conforms to the same pattern used in 2D, but the formula varies. The formula for calculating the surface area is 6x squared. So I'm going to begin by writing the formula. X is equals to 6x squared, surface area of a cube. The only parameter is x, which is 6 cm. Now we're going to substitute and solve. S is equals to 6 times 6 squared. X squared means x times x. If x is 6, then 6 squared means 6 times 6. That will be 6 multiplied by 6 multiplied by 6. What do we get? (216 centimeter square). Next, we calculate the length of the diagonal. The length of the diagonal is given by L x root 3 x root 3 is the length of the diagonal, where x is equals to 6. So this will now translate to 6 root 3. Or 6 times 1.7321. That's root 3. Root 3 is 1.7321. We end up with approximately 10.4 to 1 decimal place centimeter. Finally, the volume. The formula for calculating the volume of a cube is V equals to x cubed. As usual, x is equals to 6. So this means that the volume will be equal to 6 to the power of 3. Which once again is the same thing as 216 centimeters square.